Between 30 and 50 new patients are bussed into this hospital every day. Since the start of the Iraq War, the Landstuhl Hospital in Germany has received a total of over 7,700 soldiers. Major Soanes, the army chaplain, welcomes each new patient personally and attempts to provide moral support. It's no easy task.
Some of the soldiers have lost parts of their bodies, eyes, hands, feet, and they continue to deal with the fears of the relationships. How are their families going to receive them? How are they going to, get and hold a job? Some of them are afraid of their military careers.
It is hard for the soldiers at Landstuhl. Major Soanes has his work cut out keeping up the morale. Many of the soldiers are deeply traumatised by what they have been through. Marcos Ferrando was on a helicopter shot down over Iraq. His physical wounds will heal, but his experiences are likely to leave lasting psychological damage.
It's horrific seeing all your comrades, either dead already or getting ready to die, and ball of fire everywhere. Just it's a life experience that an individual won't ever forget.
Chance I won't get to use it.
30% chance of what?
That I won't be able to use it.
So that means there's a 30% chance you will be able to use it.
Exactly. Betting, man. I like it.
Yeah.
Since the end of war on the 1st of May, the number of casualties coming into the hospital has shown no signs of decreasing.
We have certainly a large number of battle casualties, those who are injured either on a conventional battlefield before May 1st or with guerrilla-type warfare that's been happening since the 1st of May and probably has been increasing within the last month or so.
Doctors at Landstuhl work hard to patch up the soldiers. They call it caring for heroes. Washington also hails these men who fought and risked their lives in America's campaign to liberate Iraq. The White House also promised that they would be welcomed by the Iraqis with open arms. But the stark reality is that no one in Iraq could be trusted.
I can't identify who they are because I could be speaking to somebody and they could be my friend one minute and the next minute they turn around and try to kill somebody else.
It has now become clear that the fight against terrorism has no clear end in sight.
It's going to be an ongoing war. Like George Bush said, it's an ongoing war on terrorism. It ain't going to stop in one place because there's terrorism everywhere.
The rise in number of casualties being sent to this hospital clearly demonstrates America's war is far from over.
President Bush said that the major combat operations were done on the 1st of May. And in all honesty, in May, June and July were probably our busiest months. More patients, more casualties, more work to do.
In the case of serious injuries, the US Army also allows relatives into the Landstuhl Hospital. Demra Ashmore came to Germany when her husband was admitted to the hospital. His health is critical, so we couldn't speak to him. The Ashmore's family life was torn apart when her husband was wounded.
A mortar landed about probably no more than a foot away from where he was sitting. And his whole right side has burns and shrapnel wounds.
Meanwhile, Major Ashmore was able to see his children. His stay may well be shortened, as many soldiers whose units are still in Iraq get called back as soon as they regain their health.
If he gets better, once he can run, they'll probably send him back to Iraq.
How do you feel about that?
I don't want him to go, but I know he'll have to go.
The troops still like to believe in the just cause of the war against terror, but at Landstuhl, beliefs are starting to waver.
They know I'm there for them because I wouldn't be doing this without them. I love my wife and kids to death. And if I wasn't over here supporting my country to keep a roof and food on the tables of my wife and kid back at home, then they wouldn't understand what I was doing, what I'd be doing over here.
Is it possible to win this war?
No. I don't know.
More and more victims are falling foul of a war that has nominally already been won. The stay in the hospital is, for many, the end of the illusion of invincibility.
You know, that it's like a roller coaster of emotions. You're going from a time of great expectation and a time of, you know, this is going to be wonderful, this is going to be joyful, to all of a sudden this is tragic, this is terrible.
They risked their lives for a war that was supposed to be over. But the war continues to make daily demands for fresh victims.